guys, and welcome back to my channel where we spill tea left, right, and everywhere in between. It's deep dive day, and as you may know, sometimes on the hot tea channel we pour you a cup of some hot tea history every now and then, in between spilling the hottest tea from your favorite YouTubers and influencers. Today we are going to be diving into the background and story of Glam and Gore and all things Mikey. But before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new uploads, as we do post new videos every single day. We also make hot tea history topic suggestions via Twitter, so you can follow us over there if you'd like. There's a lot of tea to spill, so no time to waste, and let's get into it. Glam and Gore, or also known as Mikey, is a Philadelphia-born and raised makeup artist who got into the special effects world after working in a haunted house. Mikey graduated from film school and promptly moved to LA to pursue a career in movies, mainly the FX side of things. In 2014, Mikey seemingly started making YouTube videos as a way to showcase her makeup skills as a portfolio, so to speak. Due to her undeniable talent, she grew an audience of about 700,000 followers in about a year and a half. Since then, Mikey has hit almost 4 million followers on YouTube, currently being at about 3.96.
You don't want to go from white to that dark purple without a color in between to make the blending easier. Once you've sat down your 3 colors, you want to start patting in between where the colors meet to begin blending.
Mikey's YouTube presence continued to grow, and she gained a lot of attention with her unique content and incredible skill set. Some of her most popular content includes the Tinder Picks My Makeup series, in which she uses the Tinder app to build a makeup look.
Do I want to encourage this behavior?
I think you do.
Oh, I just got a novel.
As well as a more horror-style take on Disney princesses, including a strangled Rapunzel and frostbitten Elsa. Clearly, Mikey's makeup talent and creativity was really cool and something that people enjoyed. Her most popular upload accumulated about 12 million views.
Guys, Spencer is into men. Just so you know. But a lot of you assumed that Spencer was actually my boyfriend.
Yeah.
I think Spencer will be okay with me saying that. I'll check with him first.
It was not just the skill that gained Mikey the attention that she got, it was also some smart, intentional or not, marketing in ways of viral pics and videos. Jumping on the huge popularity wave that the Suicide Squad movie brought, Mikey did a photo shoot of the modern Joker being tattooed by Harley Quinn. Mikey, of course, was Harley herself. These pictures went viral, and people even speculated that the picture was real, like actually Jared Leto as the Joker. But alas, it was just Mikey's makeup skills, and she did later upload a YouTube video with those looks.
Hungry? We should get a pizza. Maybe we should eat B-Man for breakfast.
A similar thing happened when Mikey did a makeup tutorial inspired by the release of video game Death Stranding. Because a picture was leaked of this before Mikey actually uploaded the video, people thought it was legit and that they were looking at Emma Stone. Suffice to say, you gotta be pretty good at makeup to fool everyone twice into thinking that your photos are legit completely other people. Talent, skill, and passion for makeup and special effects aside, Mikey is far from without controversies, so let's dive into those a little bit. Mikey dipped a toe into the world of drama and controversy when she uploaded a video to YouTube titled Re-Accommodated Makeup Tutorial, inspired by United Airlines. In 2017, there was an overbooked United Airlines flight, and a man by the name of Dr. David Dow was asked to get up and get off the plane. He denied the request and was then dragged off the plane by Chicago Department of Aviation officers. There was video of this incident that went viral, and a lot of people enraged as Dr. Dow was clearly injured. Dr. Dow said in an interview that after he hit his head during this violent removal, everything went blurry, and the next thing he remembers is waking up in a hospital with missing teeth, a broken nose, and a concussion. Allegedly, he has had to deal with some long-term effects of this as well, no longer being able to keep his balance or concentration during exercise, and this is something very upsetting to him as he has ran upwards of 20 marathons, whereas now, at the time of this interview in 2019, he struggles to run just 3 miles. Well, Mikey found some inspiration from this situation and created her video as a gore-type makeup tutorial using this violent incident as the look inspo. Mikey cakes her face with fake blood and bruises, likening herself to the doctor, and plays clips of the actual incident throughout her YouTube video, which is now deleted by the way. During this upload, she said, quote, "I want to give credit where credit is due. This look is inspired by United Airlines." She continues, "They have a much faster way of achieving this look." I think clearly that she was making a joke, but that doesn't make this okay. I believe, truthfully in my opinion, that she was doing this video as a way to be shocking and to call out United for their abysmal treatment of that man, but the way she did it was very telling. She makes a joke off the back of someone who was hurt and monetizes it, creating content out of someone else's pain. This is not the only time that we will see Mikey doing something like this. I do not believe that this particular incident was done with a malicious intent on the behalf of Mikey, but I do believe that just because you don't mean to do something bad, it doesn't excuse the fact that it was done. Does that make sense? Like, obviously there are many levels to something like that, and there's not much in the world that can just be blanketed under the same statement, but calling something satire, sometimes it just isn't enough. But anyway, Mikey did release an apology for this, saying, "My intention of the videos was to use satire to criticize and show the horrible treatment of Dr. Dow, and United's poor handling of their statements thereafter. I think of satire as the use of irony or sarcasm as a means to criticize, shame, or highlight the absurdity of an event, individual, or company in the hopes that they would improve in the future." She goes on to explain herself further, which you guys can pause to read if you're interested. I will say that I do agree that sometimes bringing light to things like this is incredibly important, and no one should have walked away from this particular situation only being angry at Mikey. The treatment of Dr. Dow was unacceptable, but again, as I said before, sometimes the use of jokes is just straight up insensitive. You wouldn't make a makeup tutorial video poking fun at a domestic violence situation, right? Or would you, Mikey? But side note, I can find nothing on this, but a buried Reddit post refers to a video Mikey uploaded that was something to do with making makeup bruises realistic, and somewhere in that video, she references the Rihanna and Chris Brown situation, saying something along the lines of a Rihanna-inspired makeup tutorial. The video is gone and I can't find any clips or screenshots of it, so I'm going to go ahead and say that this is alleged and not true, and all I have for you is this Reddit post. While I do appreciate the artistic expression and the attempt to expose United for what they did, the use of poorly executed jokes unfortunately ruined whatever the possible positive outcomes could have been in regards to what she was trying to do. The Mikey-themed drama does not stop there though. Oh no, it does not. It gets way worse. You may or may not be familiar with the YouTuber and creator Swoop, also known as Spanky Valentine.
Swoop, 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 swoop.
Swoop does a lot of mini documentaries on YouTubers and other content creators, and honestly, she is incredible at what she does. Big fan here. But Swoop and Mikey used to be besties.
Hello.
Thank you for judging me.
Okay, best friend.
You know, Mikey, I just want to wish you nothing but happiness.
Why are you here?
I must ask you a question.
I just want to say, friend, you're awesome.
Alright, I love you.
In 2020, Swoop uploaded a video titled How Glam and Gore Used James Charles, Jeffree Star, and the Black Community. Why I'm Done with Mikey. With receipts.
This is really difficult, and I realize that this is not like any video that you guys are used to here. I certainly didn't think I'd ever be making something like this, and I know that that's what everyone says.
Swoop enters her video saying that it is really hard to post, but it has been weighing on her forever, and she seems to feel that it's finally time to talk about it. She says that it's scary to do because Mikey has such a big platform and is a huge creator, and with Swoop's channel, it's just her. Swoop breaks down basically their entire friendship, and in classic Swoop mini documentary style, she does it incredibly, making sure not to leave out any details and educate the viewer the best way that she can.
I'm gonna break this down into 3 parts. So the first part will cover when we met and early problematic behavior. The second part, which gets much worse, will cover what I witnessed of her trashing and using James Charles and Jeffree Star, microaggressions towards the LGBTQ+ community, and racist behavior.
Swoop details how Mikey would talk trash about Jeffree Star and James Charles on a consistent basis and would attribute the fact that they were successful on YouTube purely due to them being gay men.
She's talking about James Charles, and he still succeeds most likely because the difference is they're both gay men.
Despite the shit talk on Jeffree and James, it didn't stop Mikey from willingly and excitingly doing collabs with them on both of their YouTube channels. Apparently, Mikey even gained about 80,000 new followers after her collab with Jeffree, all the while talking shit about him and saying that she would never have him on her channel because he was too controversial.
All I can see from these conversations is that she harbors an extreme animosity for men who are gay, who are successful in the community, and apparently to minorities.
Swoop brings light to the fact that Mikey had a habit of victimizing herself when it came to this and often threw around microaggressions towards the Black community.
Not everything is about you, Karen. It is not okay to imply that we're just getting handouts, that we didn't earn our seat at the table like everyone else, that we didn't have to work harder to earn our seat at the table.
To even imply or have a shred of a mindset that somehow a white woman is at a disadvantage is completely absurd to me and basically the height of ignorance.
If we want to talk about handouts, all we have to do is look at the trending page that is hand-selected by YouTube, not based on views, and the vast majority of the time it's white creators. And who's been on trending over and over? Mikey has.
Swoop also expresses Mikey for some, quote, gross actions during the Black Lives Matter movement and alleges that she lied to her fans.
So a white influencer friend of hers tweeted this: "I've lost hundreds of followers on Instagram every day in the past few days for being more vocal than usual, and it feels so good."
Swoop chalks this up to virtue signaling, and she's right. We shouldn't be praised for doing the bare minimum, nor should people paint themselves as victims when literally they are not affected by the racism that goes on. You don't get a star badge for not being racist.
So Mikey replied by one-upping her friend and tweeting, "I wear mine now over 10,000 like a badge of honor." She got tons of praise for it, but I guess the praise wasn't enough because days later she tweets again, "This is the second week in a row that I've lost 12,000 followers on Instagram. That's 24,000 people on the wrong side of history that I'm happy to never interact with again."
But this turned out to not be so true. Swoop breaks down the math, my favorite, and checks out Mikey's social blade at the time, and it seems that she had actually been gaining followers.
So if she did lose 24,000, she also gained 24,000 and thousands on top of that according to the charts, but she didn't mention that part to her fans.
By tweeting that she had lost all of those followers, she was not only lying, which was really not even the worst of it, Mikey was benefiting off the back of the trauma of the Black community, all the while making herself a victim of people unfollowing her. Disgusting. And amidst the racist and homophobic remarks and behavior on Mikey's part, throughout her friendships with Swoop, she was also just terrible. There were gaslighting and manipulative behaviors, and Mikey really just used Swoop whenever it was convenient for her. She would boast about being an ally and all of that, but then immediately would turn around and say that she was at a disadvantage while a Black gay man was being handed success, and then invalidate and belittle anything that Swoop would say. It's honestly madness. Swoop's video is great and really dives into so many details on their friendship and the treatment that she got from Mikey. Needless to say, they are no longer friends. Mikey released an apology the best way possible via Instagram statement. Not on YouTube, which was her larger platform and where it would have been appropriate to say something, but on Instagram. Not via video, just a statement. Her apology read, "I'm sorry for my behavior in years past, and I should have said this sooner. I ignorantly, selfishly, truly have not understood, nor did I take the time to listen about others' hardships when I was so consumed and angered with my own problems. I equated things that are not equatable. I've said a lot of things I regret that I feel don't reflect who I am today. I am ashamed of jokes I've made in the past that I excused as edgy humor. I'm ashamed at times I've been incredibly tone deaf and excuse that, even in past apologies, by my well-meaning intentions. Brackets United. If I'm missing the mark, good intentions or not, I'm missing the mark and should have been listening. And some things weren't simply the mark, they were just plain wrong, like Rihanna's mention in Bru's tutorial. In truth, I have just wanted them to go away because the thought of addressing it out of seemingly nowhere terrified me. I have been afraid of being condemned for my past actions forever. I have changed a lot in the past 2 years and I'm so ashamed of who I used to be, how self-absorbed I was, the way I used to direct my own insecurities onto other people, the way I've been so defensive, the way I refuse to listen. But you are owed an apology and I've been way too coward to say it. It took me seeing a lot of my own problems through some events I went through last year that very few people in my life know about to start to be open to basics I always should have. I wish I'd been open to long beforehand. I have been dealing with this privately, but I do not like who I used to be and I've been working on this. I have lacked empathy, I have lacked patience, I lack courage. I had hoped my future actions would show that I don't stand by things I've said or done in the past, but I should have apologized as well. That all happened about a year ago, and Mikey has not posted to her YouTube in about a year either. So where is she now? As I said, nothing in ways of YouTube since over a year ago. Her TikTok has been pretty quiet since around December of last year, but she still posts fairly regularly on her Instagram account. According to Reddit and a highlight on her Instagram, Mikey has been dealing with some health issues and has taken time off to deal with that, apparently having been diagnosed with something called Eagle syndrome, a bone in the neck which affects the nerves in the right side of the body and causes a lot of pain and voice loss. She also went on a health kick and did some weight loss journey stuff, but all in all, it seems that Mikey has been keeping to herself and staying away from the YouTube world. While I personally enjoyed a lot of her content back in the day, the stuff that Swoop exposed her for was pretty damning and I have to say really did affect my overall opinion of her. Who's to say if Glam and Gore will ever make a return to the YouTube world or not, but should that day ever come, the Hot Tea channel will be here for you, doing our best to report the happenings. That is going to be it for today's deep dive into hot tea history, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this little YouTuber history lesson, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to make you get notified when we post hot tea. Hit the bell so you don't miss out. And for now, here's some eye bleach from me to you. Enjoy and bye-bye.